I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I've been perpetually living in my head for as long as I can remember. Don't know when it quite started, but I know for the longest time, maybe even before I came into awareness, I've always been living in my head more so than in real life. Now you might ask, what does it mean to live in real life? I guess I would say to use your five senses, right? You see things, you smell things, you touching things, tasting things, no diddy, and hearing things, right? Everything that is immediately happening in the current world, the reality, and you observing that, I feel like that is what it is to live in the present. Anything else that may come up, which is, say for example, you get a thought about something and then you start to, debate yourself or argue with yourself in your head. I feel like that's when you start to live in your head, right? Whenever you go back and forth in your head, whenever you have dialogues, whenever you imagine scenarios, whenever you worry overly about things, whenever you try to suppress your emotions, that is what it means to live in your head. And not only that, but I feel like also to live in your head just means to, when you are interacting with the real world, you're doing so through a lens of, living in your head. Say for example, when you have that thought that comes to your mind, you believe it. So now you're interacting with the real world through that lens. So you are still living in the present, but not fully in it. You're not admiring, you're not enjoying it for what it truly is, which is just the moment. Everything else that comes with it, all the unnecessary judgments or maybe negative feelings or overthinking or anxiousness, that you might experience, that is all just something that your head comes up with. And your brain is not doing anything out of the ordinary. It is literally a system to make us stay safe and keep us surviving. So whenever we overthink things or imagine the worst case scenario or panic or stress over things, because it makes us feel like we'll be more prepared for them once they finally do come, that's your brain working as it should, right? And you can't turn that process off. It's always going to be happening in the background, and inevitably I feel like just as human beings we will fall back into that system, right, of our brains, of identifying as our brains, when really our brains are a tool that we use. What are we? I feel like we're an awareness. You can call us humans. We're a consciousness. But I like to say that we're the observers of everything going on. We're the observers of the present moment, the five senses. We're observers of the thoughts we have, the emotions we have. And I feel like it really is as simple as that. We are human. We're tied to this earth with a physical body, which is kind of crazy when you really think about it. How do we even end up like this? Who did all this? But it's really just crazy when you think about it, right? Just being the observer, just being the awareness, and taking in everything that life has to offer without, I guess, preferring one thing or another, or trying to force one situation or one outcome. I feel like that's what it really means to live in the present moment, because we get so often caught up in our own heads. Everything feels so much more real than it really is. It's real to us, but in terms of it being real, like a reality, the reality, it may not be that. So I guess where my head is at now, right? I've been trying to snap myself out of it whenever the opportunity comes up. Whenever I find myself overly playing along with the script that my brain has come up with. In any situation, say for example with the job, saying, oh, you trash at that job. And then I kind of move in a way that agrees with that statement. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I do suck at the job, so I'm gonna be real passive. I'm gonna speak very meekly. I'm not gonna, work confidently. Like I'm always gonna second guess every action that I take. If I act like that, that's me living in my head, not in the real world. If I talk to a girl, right? Or if I talk to anybody in general and I'm overthinking what I say to them, or after the fact, no matter what I do say to them, the reaction that I have afterward to that, the over judging, the over analyzing over the response or the thing that I said to them, saying, oh, bruh, you wasn't cool enough when you said that. You wasn't friendly enough. You sounded kind of mean. You're a scumbag. Like, you know what I'm saying? All those things, that's living in your head. When in reality, what does it look like to just live in the real world? I suck at the job. No, that's living in my head. I've been having trouble on the job. That's reality. With the girls or with the people in general. You're awkward. You have no riz. You're chopped. You suck, right? No, I'm just getting better at talking to girls. I'm getting better at talking to people. I'm putting myself out there and I'm doing the best that I can. That's the reality. So basically, whenever I do get caught up in the mental spiral, what I ask myself is, are you gonna believe this script? This is just a script. Who wrote this? Who wrote this script? You gotta make it kind of funny, like, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you're going through an intense emotion and you make yourself laugh in your head and you can just truly distance yourself from whatever you was just going through and come out on top with a smile on your face like All Might, that's when you're doing it big, bro. Because whenever you do smile, you start to think, wait, why am I smiling? And then you think about all the things that's so funny. You think about everything that's, you know what I'm saying, good in the world, everything you could be smiling about. And all of a sudden you start feeling good, right? Yeah, indeed. In terms of being able to live in the real world or live in the present moment forever, I don't think it's possible. Our brain is too good at doing what it does. It's too good at trying to convince us that we are our brain, that whatever's going on in our mind, that is the reality. That is the truth. Because it'll keep us safe. It won't kill us. That's the big deal. That's the end goal for our brains, right? Yeah, whenever you do inevitably fall back into that spiral or you fall back into living in your head, just focus on the five senses, right? What can you see? What can you smell? What can you taste? Pulse? What can you touch? And what can you hear? And if all that fails, just focus on your breathing, right? Just breathe in, breathe out. Whatever you was focusing on before, overly analyzing, bring yourself back to what is actually happening. One thing that you can always count on, which is your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Once you refocus your me, you realize, yo, this ain't even me. It was just something that I was observing, just like I'm observing my breath right now. I can be whatever I want to be. I can do whatever I want to do. I can focus on whatever I want to focus on. Just because I feel like this is reality doesn't mean it's true. Let me get up out of my head. You know what I'm saying? Five senses, breathe, and just ask yourself whenever you're getting too caught up in it, just ask, who wrote this script? You feel me? Very simple things. And as I've been incorporating them into my life, I've been observing more peace. I've been observing more, prosperity, less overthinking, less stress, less negative potent emotions lingering in my life. I just feel a lot more free. I don't really obsess over what people say about me, how they feel about me, how they view me, because I can't control it. So why would I even try? That's the main thing for me. So moral of the story, get up out of your head. It's hard to do so. We've been doing it our whole lives. We're very good at it. Very good. But once you get up out of your head and choose what script you want to follow, you gotta just toss away the script that your brain has made. Make a new script. That's really all you can do. If you guys enjoyed or resonated or related to the video in any way, leave a comment in the comment section down below. While you're there, make sure to like the video and subscribe as well. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.